Okay, so next I have a problem here. I was told AB is congruent to AC, and M is the midpoint of BC, and I want to show that angle AMB is congruent to angle AMC. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a two-column proof. You can also do a paragraph proof or a flow proof. But here is my statement, and here is my reason that I will give. So first of all, I was given AB congruent to AC, and M is midpoint. I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing, and that was given. Okay, next, I know that AM is congruent to MA. So AM congruent to MA. And that's the reflexive property. Basically, you're saying something's congruent to itself, or you could say it's a shared side. Okay, the last thing I know is because M is a midpoint, that means BM and MC are congruent. So BM congruent to MC, or actually I should say CM because I need to keep the order correct. Whoops. So BM congruent to CM. I started on the outside and moved in. And that is the definition of midpoint. If this is the midpoint, then the stuff on each side should be equal. So I have side, side, side. So therefore, triangle, let's say ABM is congruent to triangle. Actually, you know what? I could keep the same order here. It doesn't matter, whichever order I want to keep. So ABM congruent to ACM, triangle ACM. And that's by side, side, side. And then that proves that AMB is congruent to AMC because they are corresponding angles. AMB and AMC are corresponding angles here. So corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. I like writing that. CPCTC. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let me do another one for you. OM congruent to ER. And ME congruent to RO. And I want to prove angle M is congruent to angle R. Well, I already have my given. I'm not going to write all that stuff out again. I know that I'm given this. So the next thing is I know, actually, you know what? Let's do a paragraph proof for this. So you know what? And I'll just write it. This time I think I can write it. So I know that OM is congruent to ER and ME congruent to RO because that's given. Also, OE, also OE is congruent to EO, and that is the reflexive. Okay, so finally, or I should say next, because we still have another step after this. So next, triangle OME is congruent to triangle ERO. And that is by side, side, side. So that means that angle M is indeed congruent to angle R because they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. CPCTC. Okay? So hopefully you found that helpful, and I will talk to you again soon.